watched those guys on that team finish a lot of games strong. Be able to watch this team do it against them. What does that say about you guys?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is just doing it by committee and celebrating each other's success. I mean, shout out to obviously Blake tonight, Mamu tonight, just bringing energy off the bench. You know, both those guys have been in and out the rotation, but I thought they stepped up for us in a big way tonight and able to give us a lift.
In a stretch like this where you basically beaten the two top teams in the West, you've had big comebacks, does that kind of create a belief in each other that can almost become infectious and contagious?
I think the biggest thing for us is it's just doing it every night. You know, I know that going into that Utah game, you know, we were one of their 3 or 4 wins. You know what I mean? And I think it's sometimes it's easy to say, okay, you're playing this team or they have this many players who are doing X, Y, and Z. But I think it's every single night. Can we be consistent? Can we stretch out games where we say, okay, we played our style of basketball, and this gave ourselves a chance to win. I think the last 3 or 4 games, we've done that.
A lot of talk about the wide range of experience on this roster. To see Steph do that tonight for you guys, such a young guy, and take a big shot like that and just kind of step up, what does that say about him?
I mean, Steph's he's a winner. He's a champion. I mean, I think I've sat up here and said it before. I mean, we have the utmost confidence in him to go out there to make those plays offensively. Defensively, I mean, he has a tough assignment every single night. Obviously, tonight was a huge one for him. And I think just as a rookie, you'd love to see a guy like that step into those moments with confidence, you know, embrace the moment, and I did that.
Surprised to see him pull up from so deep?
No, I mean, he's just clearly watching Vic play. It's just rubbing off on everyone.
How much fun was it for you personally to play that good and to win against like some of your former teammates?
I think to me that the biggest joy I took from this game is just the confidence I see guys exuding. You know what I mean? The guys who are working in the gym, stepping up big moments. You know, Trey coming back from injury, you know, being able to play a lot of minutes for us tonight. Like I said, Blake, Malachi, Mamu. You know, it's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy, but, you know, there's a lot that we expect from Victor every night. There's a lot that we expect from, you know, Julian shooting the ball, CP running the show, things like that. But I think to see everyone collectively being able to participate in impact winning, I think that's what I draw the biggest joy from.
Victor had 9 assists, found you a couple of times late. What do you think of his passing, and what makes him so good in that area?
I think for him, it's just slowing down. I mean, he's a willing passer. He has great court vision. Obviously, teams, you know, he's the #1 on the scouting reports. The teams are going to throw a lot of different schemes and a lot of different bodies at him. So I think for him, it's just slowing down. And when he can do that, you know, he's going to make the right read, you know, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 times.
3 straight games now for you in terms of 20-plus points. How much of that is the previous 2 games just giving the team what it needs, maybe with Victor and Devin and Jeremy out, and tonight, combined with tonight, kind of, you know, finding your offense within the flow and still getting a 20-plus point game?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I don't really have too many expectations coming into games offensively. I think it's mostly just, you know, reading and reacting off the guys who are out there. Some nights you get more shots than others, but I think the biggest thing is just being active, being moving. Obviously, we talked about Victor's passing, you know, just being able to, like I said, cut, move off him. He draws so much attention, you know, get open shots. CP, Steph, those guys in the pick and roll, drawing to, probing, making the right reads. So for me, it's just a matter of just, like I said, just being active and, you know, just taking the shots as they come to you.
Preston, one of the things that you've done really, really well in the last few games is play good defense. Like, is that something that when you came and you heard what the game plan was going to be, that you upped in the gym? How did that happen?
Well, we know that this is something that we can bring every night, and one of our goals is to be a top 10 defense, you know, this season. So I think just really focusing on that, knowing that, you know, somewhere or another we're going to have, you know, somebody step up to give us offense, but defensively, you know, how can we, you know, do our part to make sure that we're solid and not just have to, you know, rely on Vic making, you know, ridiculous plays or going out and getting 10 blocks, something like that.
What do you make of Vic's ability to, I don't want to say flip a switch, but he seems to be able to go from not having the best game of his life to now it's the 4th quarter and he's taken over?
It's funny, there was a clip floating around on Instagram of Mo Salah talking about this exact thing. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like every game you can always just find a moment. And I think Vic does that better than anybody, just finding that moment, regardless of what's going on, to say, okay, this is what my team needs from me here in this moment, whether it's scoring, defending, playmaking, just being a presence. I think that's what, makes him truly unique. And obviously, I played with Steph for a long time. He had that ability to do that too, but I think Vic has an ability to just flip that switch and just impact rather than just simply say, okay, I'm just going to score the basketball.
Thank you, Harris.
Thank you.